Hey everyone, welcome back to Lammas Creations DIY. My name's Tammy. So happy you can join us. On this channel, we do all sorts of crafts, have lots of fun, lots of laughter at me because I tend to screw up my words, and we just craft away. I hope everyone enjoys these next few crafts. See you soon! So for this first craft, I have this little tiny clay pot I had in my stash. It was already all painted like this and kind of rustic. So what I decided to do is take some brown paint and just lightly dry brush on top and then rub it in with my fingers. I did this all over the pot. Now taking a piece of a Dollarama bag, I just stuff it in the bottom, and then half of a styrofoam ball, I just squish that into the top. I then take some raffia and some hot glue, and I add the raffia on top of the styrofoam ball to hide it a bit. Did you know hot glue melts those styrofoam balls like a lot? So I have these 3 pumpkins. They're pretty tiny. I mix in some white and some brown, I think it was, and then I add in some of this lighter color, and then I add in some brown, and I just keep adding in colors until I come to a color that I like. And then I'm going to take this one green pumpkin and I'm going to paint it with this kind of muted color. And then the other 2 I leave alone. Now taking a skewer stick, I'm going to slide all the pumpkins onto it. Then I'm going to cut off the rest of the skewer stick and place that right into that little pot that we already made. Taking one of these little curlicues, I'm going to glue it around in between the middle and the top one. Then I'm going to glue on some leaves to the sides to hide some more of that styrofoam ball. And then I found these little berries in my stash. Going to add that on as well. Then I wrap on some jute twine in between the first and the second pumpkin. Tie it into a double knot. And I always add a little bit of hot glue in between the first and second knot. And then, taking some more jute rope, I make a little itty tiny bow. And then I glue that right where I wrap that jute cord rope. Holy jeez, this was fast. I had to talk really fast through this one. And there's that one. So, what did you think of those first few crafts? I had a lot of fun making them. It was so hard doing these crafts because I had so many ideas in my head that if I kept going and going and going with all these ideas, it would be like an hour or 2 long video. And I know that's a little too long. But anyways, if you like me, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and don't forget that big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I say welcome, welcome, welcome. We love having you here. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I am so happy that you've come back to join me. Second craft. I have this pillowcase. Had a nice big hole in it, but I like the color. So I cut off a piece. Not a very big piece. I'd say it's about 8 by 9. Then taking some of that paper that they wrap glass with, I stick it in the middle, wrap the pillowcase up and around, kind of squish the ball around, take some jute rope, wrap it around the end, tie it off, cut it off, and then I trim off the extra part of the pillowcase. And then I take a stick from my yard, cut off a piece, and realized, I forgot to put it in before I tied it. So I had to untie it, put the stick in with a little bit of glue, and then retie it. Taking a stem from a floral pick, I wrap it around a pencil, make a little curlicue, and then I wrap it around the top there, and I just bend and tuck and bend and tuck and squish until it sits there all on its own. Taking a leaf, I cut off a little part, and I glue it right there where the little curlicue thingy ends. That way it glues both the pieces on together at the same time. Third craft. I have these beads, got them off of Amazon. What I'm going to do is the small ones, I'm going to stick all them in individual cups. The big ones I'm going to add some brown and some water, mix it around. Middle one, orange and water, mix it around. Middle one, some of that lighter baking soda paint mixture, water, mix it around. And this is the mistake I made. I dumped them out, and what a mess was that. I had to take them all out and switch them into another box, and then I dried them with my heat gun. Holy geez, that's fast. Now taking these ribbons, I'm going to cut off the wire part, and then I'm going to cut little strips. Then folding it in half, I cut little strips even more. I do the same thing for all the wider ribbons. Starting with the jute rope, I wrap it around a board a couple thousand times. I'm not sure how many times I wrapped. Then I take the brown one, the orange one, and the beigey looking one, and then the yellow one. Then I take another piece of jute rope, tie it off on the top, slide it off the board. Holy jeez, I slowed down. Whew. Then I take another piece of jute rope, tie it off in the middle, or not in the middle, at the top there, give it a haircut, and there's your little tassel. Now it's time to string your beads. I put a little bit of tape on the end to help string. I'm just using jute rope. I start with the big one, the middle, then the small, and I continue until I get this. I first tie on that there on one end, and then our tassel, there it is, and then we tie our fabric pumpkin onto the other end. And there's your beaded garland. Pretty, I love it. Next craft. This is a piece off of an old chair that I had in my stash. So first what I do is I just sand it down the best I can, getting as much off as I can. And then we paint it in this baking soda paint mixture. Yes, I use this paint a lot because I really love it. Kind of matches the colors in my house too. Then taking this faux fur, I measure off a piece, cut it, take off all the little stringies that are off, and then I glue it into place right there on that little leg piece. If you hear meowing in the background, it's my cat. She wants outside. She's not an outdoor cat. Then taking that same pillowcase, I'm going to cut off a little square. And then I'm going to kind of wrap it into like a cone, and using my hot glue to glue it together. I trim off any of the extra, put it on top of the little peg, hot glue it down in a few spots, and then taking a bead to make sure it looks good where it is, move up the hat a bit, add a little glue, add this little dude's nose, and then I fold the hat down because I thought it would look better. Sticking up kind of was too pointy. Tack it down, and then I add a little cute little orange berry to the end, and we've got ourselves a little mini gnome. Isn't he cute? He was fun to make. Now taking this burnt umber paint, I'm going to water it down a bit, and I'm going to paint that board, front, back, all the sides, and that little tiny piece, little square dowel there with this color. Then taking my pencil, I'm going to sketch on a pumpkin the best I can with a leaf and a curlicue. And then taking some orange, I'm going to paint in my pumpkin with just a small paintbrush. Then I'm going to take some brown, paint in my stem, put in the markings of the pumpkin to give it a little more definition. Phew, if I could take a breath. Adding a little bit of green, mixing them together, painting the leaf, and then I also do the tendril as well. Gluing that little dowel onto the back so it helps it stand, and then I wrap this here sign in with this orange ribbon. Just all the way around, hot gluing it. That's what it looks like so far. Still kind of wet. Then taking my white chalk marker, I write on, "Hello Pumpkin." Next craft. We're going to paint this little part yellow. Then we're going to paint the middle part orange, and I do front, sides, back, all over. And then we paint the top part white. Don't blink, you'll miss it. Cute little candy corn. Now these little blocks, I'm going to paint 3 of the edges white on all 3 blocks. And then mixing some paint together, I paint 1 block fully, the front, the back, and the one side with this color. But I don't fully on the back because you won't see it. And then I started to paint this one orange, but I didn't like the color, so I mixed together some orange and brown, and that was a little better. And I do the same kind of paint. And then this one I do yellow and red, but you'll see at the end I change it because I really didn't like the color. And then taking the same paint, I draw and outline the white on all 3 books where the white is. And here they are. I'm showing you I changed the color. Now taking my hot glue, I'm going to glue all 3 blocks together. Then taking my red marker, I'm going to write love you, my black paint marker. And I start from the back so I know how much room I need. Love you, a bushel, and a peck. And then I outline the love you with just a black Sharpie. Then taking some jute rope, I glue a little bit to the underside. Wrap it around, I think it's 3 times. Measure off what I need, and then I glue that other piece back down onto the back side. I add on a couple leaves to the front, or to the top. And this cute little acorn, pine cone acorn, and a cute little stack of books. Isn't it cute? And there we have it. Little crafts for your tier tray that I made in another video. I'll link that up above for you so you can go and see how I made it. I love it. I've always wanted to do one of these before, and here we have it. Super fun. I hope everyone enjoyed those crafts as much as I enjoyed making them. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thursday, and we will see you again next time. Bye!